Getting ready to go. What? Getting ready to go. I said, getting ready to go. What in the world are they talking about?
Well, greetings viewers and voyeurs, you're with Gothatfunk, and this is going to be a really weird video for me to make. I want to show you a clip from a news story I watched on the Alona show yesterday, and I'm going to discuss that with you in a minute.
Now, do you think that it's right to sentence a 13-year-old to life in prison without parole? That's the scenario that's playing out right now in Pennsylvania in the case of Jordan Brown. We've spoken about it before in this program. In 2009, when Brown was 11 years old, he allegedly shot and killed his father's 26-year-old pregnant fiancee. Now, the judge in the case earlier decided to have Brown tried as an adult, despite his age, and to charge him with 2 counts of homicide as the victim was pregnant with nearly a full-term child. Lawyers are now arguing for an appeal. But if they don't get it, Jordan Brown will be the youngest person in the world ever sentenced to life in prison without parole.
All right, now that case makes me very, very sad. I think it's sad, obviously, that a child was compelled to take the life of someone, no matter what the circumstances. That is a very sad situation, that a kid thinks it's somehow okay to take a life, to kill an adult, just because he was angry at her or didn't like her or whatever. And it raises a lot of questions. It raises questions about, the age of culpability. It raises questions about mercy as well, which I want to come on to in a minute. But I really don't understand how a child of 11 years old can be considered morally competent enough to face a sentence that would normally be only given to an adult who was capable of understanding to the fullest extent the consequences of his actions. When you're 11 years old, I don't think you have that capability. This 11-year-old boy killed his father's fiancée, who was 26. Now, if that same 26-year-old woman had sex with the 11-year-old boy, and even if the 11-year-old boy consented to it, she would still be done as a pedophile because it would be deemed that he was not sufficiently mature to give reasoned consent. So if he's not reasonably mature to give consent for a sexual activity, how in the heck can he be reasonably held culpable as an adult for a capital crime? It seems incredibly inconsistent to me. And I want to take the conversation on a little bit here because some people have a very strong feeling that, if you kill someone, you deserve to die, or at the very least, you deserve life in prison. And I'm sure some people, obviously the fact this kid is facing life in prison, so someone, somewhere, thinks that he should be held morally culpable even though he committed the crime when he was 11. So I want to ask you guys a couple of things and throw this out for discussion. This is more about the discussion than me making any bold statements about my own personal views. Would you like to be held accountable now, still, to this day, for the things that you did wrong when you were 11? Would that be right? Would that be moral? Also, I want to ask about mercy. Supposing that this kid spends his juvenile life incarcerated, and then it was determined that he was able to be released as an adult because his crime was committed as a child, and he needs benefit of the doubt. Hopefully you're not corrupt for the rest of your life due to what you did when you were 11, and so maybe hopefully they'll let him out as a young man so he can try to create a life as a normal person in the world. Now, with doing so, would that be seen as justice because he was not morally accountable at the age of 11 when he killed that woman? Or would that be seen as mercy? I'm reminded of a comment I saw on a video. I can't remember if it was one of my videos or not, so I can't find the comment. But I can remember it verbatim because I thought it was a really interesting way of putting it. The commenter said, "Mercy is the suspension of justice in the interest of compassion." Now, I've given that sentence a lot of thought because I always considered mercy to be an aspect of justice. But is that commenter right? Is mercy the suspension of justice in the interest of compassion? Or is mercy a component of justice whereby you can understand that mitigating factors might mean that justice is better served if the punishment is less extreme? What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Until then, thanks for watching, and may all your ups and downs be ups.